Hello, I am Kyle from Give Paws Hobby. Welcome back to Winding the Gears. This should have been part of the previous episode, but I misread a post and I did not fully understand, or I just, retranslated a final Rivetfolk board into the final contraption conspiracy board, which are very different words. So way to go, brain. Anyways, there have been some pretty significant changes to the way the Rivetfolk operate. So we will get right into it. But first, real quick, I can't remember exactly when this change was made. All I know is that I had not reprinted out this card. I think this was the previous iteration of the Rivetfolk. Their involved trait, it specifies that it's only if a human player did not buy the mercenary service, and then it also specifies at the bottom the vagabond can buy the service. Remember, this is humans. The robots aren't programmed to handle this. Human vagabond players could buy the mercenary service to avoid the fact that all the other players get to beat up on them for free a little bit. However, they do not get the actual mercenary benefit. They only avoid this negative downside. The fact that it's only human players is pretty huge. And then the vagabond thing is kind of like a reminder of an edge case if that would behoove you as a vag player. The rest of them are exactly the same, so we move on to the board. So starting at the top, the berries are exactly the same. Services are exactly the same. The difficulty level, unchanged. Boss mode, the co-op version, unchanged. Payments is unchanged, except you're going to add one warrior to payments at the beginning, which isn't, at first you're like, oh, it's a buff. It's actually not. It makes it so that you don't immediately activate something else on the board that we will get to in short order. But then at the bottom, a pretty big change. Trade posts now come with columns of victory points. So no victory points in the leftmost column, 1 in the middle, and 2 in the right. So if they kind of get over to that rightmost side, they're going to be scoring a decent amount of victory points that way, which is a new thing for this robot, and I think could be pretty game-changing for him, for sure. Birdsong is exactly the same. And then in Daylight, things start getting different. So build works exactly as it did before. However, recruit is a change. So it's a little bit more streamlined. You don't need to worry about adjacency with your pieces or other warriors. If I'm remembering correctly, this is the way recruit used to work in an earlier iteration. I could be wrong about that, but it's a little bit more streamlined. All right, so the third step used to be protectionism. It is now organized. However, protectionism isn't gone. It is now its own little box in that blank space that used to be above the boat otter's head before. There's another little panel, and organize tells you check conditions in the protectionism box. Now it specifies. So you head over there, and it says if either of these conditions are met, they stay in effect till the end of your turn. If payments is empty, payments is up in the upper right-hand corner, then you're going to activate all effects marked with the little shield. And if you have no warriors in your supply, activate all effects marked with the crossed swords. So after you've checked those, you head back over to organize, and right away, if you match the shield icon, so if payments is empty, you're going to score level, and that has to do with the difficulty level, remember, which are also the same, just a reminder. Level victory points and place 2 warriors into such a clearing with your presence and most enemy pieces. So yeah, this one it kind of harkens back to the old recruit model. You need to have something there, but then once you've all the spaces where you have something, you just go to the one with the most enemy pieces. So you get stuck right in. Fourth step is battle, just like it was before, but battle is different. It says battle, and then for shield, in all clearings, then skip to evening. Then for the crossed swords, you would battle in all ordered clearings. So this could just be me being unsure as to, how things work exactly until I have it to the table. This one is the one part that kind of raises a question in my mind. It seems like if there are no warriors in your supply, activate all effects marked with crossed swords under protectionism. To me, that seems like it would be the one where you're going to battle in all clearings because you're trying to get warriors back. But it seems like they are pushing the mechanical narrative that the otters are punishing people who do not use their services, which that makes sense to me, I suppose. But then it's for the shield one, in all clearings, then skip to evening, which I don't really understand because evening is the next step. So I don't know what you are skipping. Oh, never mind. I guess it's just saying then skip if you apply, or if the shield thing applies. You're going to do all clearings, then you're going to skip because you don't also, if the cross swords also applies, you don't get to battle in all ordered clearings again. Okay, that makes sense. My questions about like thematically still are there, but is what it is. So in evening, it used to be racketeering, then score, and it is just flipped in this time around. And both of these are kind of same, but. So in score, which is happening first in evening now, you're going to score a victory point for every warrior of the player with the most warriors in your payment, and then return them. Keep all the other ones. So this is almost the exact same, except the old one used to be you score a victory point for each Riverfolk warrior and each warrior of other players. So if Riverfolk warriors are the most abundant, then that would be you as the player. You don't get to double dip into otters and whoever has the most. And then racketeering, shield, or cross swords. From each clearing, move all but 2 Riverfolk warriors to the payments box. And that is the exact same, but it's just the difference is it references the shield and swords. And then last but not least, discard, leftmost card in the market, which is how it's always been on Rivetfolk. However, if your payments are empty, you are going to discard the leftmost card again. So you're going to clear the market kind of twice as much to try to get something interesting in there for potential buyers, which is neat. So in conclusion, for the shield, if your payments are empty, you're going to get a bonus action under Organize. You will do a kind of Scorched Earth battle, and then you'll discard an extra card in your market. If you have no warriors in your supply, you're going to battle in all ordered clearings, and then you would get the racketeering benefit. But if you have payments in your payments box and you have some warriors in your supply, you won't battle, and you also won't racketeer. So this is definitely a more, there's more dynamicism in this board and how it works. And the fact that you have victory points attached to the trade posts, I think is a really cool new way for them to score points, the bot. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing with this new version of the Rivetfolk. I am told by Benjamin that they play quite well now, and just like the other ones, they are nearing kind of content completion. So yeah, like I said, looking forward to it. So sorry for not including this in the other one. I suppose it would have made it even longer, and it was already pretty lengthy. But here it is, Rivetfolk, whatever version number this is, looks like version 8. And hope you enjoy getting them to the table. I'll see everybody next time.